Team Obama is on the hunt for a new FBI director. Robert Mueller's 10-year term is coming to an end in September, and in an administration with a history of vetting problems, it may not be surprising that one of the candidates reportedly being considered is raising eyebrows. Now, she is former Deputy Attorney General Jamie Gorelick, who helped institute the infamous Wall of Separation. Now, that's the group of policies enacted in 1995 that prevented crucial information sharing between intelligence and law enforcement before 9/11. In fact, during his testimony before the 9/11 Commission, former Attorney General John Ashcroft actually argued that, quote, the single greatest structural cause for September 11th was the wall that segregated criminal investigators and intelligence agents. If that's not enough to make you believe that Gorelick should be America's top cop, her other qualifications to lead the FBI is that she was once a top executive at Fannie Mae. Now, during her time there, the company paid her $26 million. And here with reaction is the author of the New York Times #1 bestseller, Culture of Corruption. Michelle Malkin is back with us. Michelle, welcome back. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Sean.
All right, her? Tell me, you know, with the history of vetting problems and their picking of extreme people, the person that set up this very wall that created a vulnerability is going to be the top cop in the country?
Well, in many ways, it makes perfect sense that an architect of failure, a Beltway fixture and crony, would be in the running and on the short list of an Obama administration slot. Yeah, it makes perfect sense because failure is the middle name of this administration. There is an old saying in the Beltway bureaucracy. It's this: screw up, move up. And when it comes to getting ahead after overseeing so many failures, Jamie Gorelick really wins a gold medal in that regard. And specifically with regard to her tenure in the Clinton administration as a Deputy Attorney General under Janet Reno's Department of Justice, what we had was somebody who was more interested in turf protection, covering backsides, and protecting political interests over American interests. That's what the Wall memo is all about, and it's very instructive as they consider her on the short list. For every Republican currently in office and in Washington and in a position of authority and responsibility to reread that entire memo, it's their words. They're the ones that use the words walled up, wall between counter-terrorism officials and those who were investigating on the criminal side. And just as John Ashcroft pointed out and the 9/11 Commission shed light on, it was this particular structure that did so much damage and hampered efforts to go after the likes of everyone from Mohammed Atta to Ramzi Yousef.
Let me go to the other side of this, too, which is if we look at the foundation of the economic slowdown and problems with the banks, financial institutions, we go right to the heart of Fannie and Freddie. And in spite of warnings by Republicans as we're coming, everything at Fannie and Freddie was fine. Franklin Raines is doing great. Jamie's doing great. She got $26 million. Others got close to $100 million. They got wealthy, and the country went broke, and we had to bail out the banks, the financial institutions. She got $26 million. Never been held responsible for her role in this. And now she, add this to, her list of incompetence. She's going to be the FBI director?
Yeah, that's right. And just to set the context, the period under which she was a vice chair at Fannie Mae was between 1997 and 2003. Not only was this the period where the subprime meltdown was being engineered, but this was also the period when everything was spilling out of every crevice about the Enron-style, surpassing Enron-style accounting scandals that were going on right underneath their noses. And it does bear repeating that she raked in this $26 million, the self-aggrandizement in the way that so many of these Clinton cronies helped themselves at the taxpayer trough at a time when this financial disaster was allowed to happen, was engineered and enabled by these people who were benefiting from it.
All right.